things Halloween. This is Hauntformer, and welcome back to another Spirit Halloween sneak peek reaction. So before I jump into this specific animatronic reaction, I want to briefly talk about Spirit Halloween's tactic for their marketing in 2019 and how it's a very good idea. So typically we get the in-store animatronics and props as sneak peeks in July. And then on August 1st, they release all of the tabletops, smaller decorations, and the online exclusive stuff. Well, what they've done this year is kind of flip that on its head, and in June, we've actually been getting the online-only and smaller props like the Chucky doll as sneak peeks, and I think that's a great way of showcasing every prop, so that way us as consumers and buyers of these things can see each one, and it can be showcased to us, and then we can decide whether we want to wait until store openings or buy it online. So I think what they've done is a really great idea. So kudos to you, Spirit, because you've done a good job with your advertising, and I like these videos this year. They're very professional and very well done. So today, speaking of specific videos in animatronics, we are talking about the Tug-of-War clown animatronic that I actually had gotten to see at the Halloween and Party Expo, or HauntCon, in January of this year. And I saw this in person. This was at the Morris Costumes booth. It's made by Seasonal Visions, or SVI. And this animatronic showcases two creepy clowns that kind of look like the creepypasta Laughing Jack, if you've ever heard of that. And they have a little girl in between them, and they are tugging on her arms back and forth, and one of them is trying to get the little girl over the other. It's a very interesting concept, and in execution it works really well. I don't even think this video fully does it justice, because in person it's so much more dynamic. You have the clowns talking, their mouths are moving, they're thrusting back and forth, pulling on the little girl. You hear her screams of terror. It's really cool to see in person. So this is definitely one that if you're able to see it in person at a local Halloween store, or if Spirit plans on putting a few of these in stores, I think it would pay off, because to see it is really neat. It's a cool experience. But with a very neat concept and a very large prop. Essentially, it's two animatronics and a small girl prop in the middle. A hefty price tag is in order, and this indeed does have a hefty price of $499, so $500, similar to the Ghostbusters Terror Dog, which does raise a few eyebrows with pricing this year. Because so far, the only thing we've gotten that's even remotely cheap was the Chucky doll, but that's not an animatronic, that's just a static prop from Child's Play 2. All of the other animatronics have been $300 or $350 really, and up. $350 all the way up to $500. So, does this, predict any pricing opportunities at Spirit Halloween? Are the prices going to be going through the roof this year? It's a little too early to tell, because typically the online exclusive stuff is very expensive. If you remember last year, like the Giant Dragon was also like $500. So it's a little too early to decide for in-store animatronics, but the online stuff usually goes for a pretty neat price. But I will say, out of all of the ones we've seen thus far, the Tug-of-War clown animatronic is deserving of the price tag. I wish it could be slightly cheaper, maybe $400, but for what you get, I have to say that this is worth the price if you're able to afford it. The Terror Dog really should be cheaper, but I get it's made of latex, but it doesn't really do anything. I really think the Rotten Ringmaster could be a tad cheaper too, even though it technically is two animatronic components. But with all that being said, we have yet another online exclusive, and I'm glad we got it showcased in a really neat video, and the location is awesome. I'm not sure if it's at a fair, or actually I've heard rumors that it's being shot at Disneyland in California. So, very cool nonetheless, and I'm excited for July to see the official in-store animatronics. But, seeing that we still have a little bit of June left, perhaps we'll see even more things from the Halloween Party Expo trickling into Spirit Halloween's online database. So far, what's been your favorite animatronic or the Chucky doll released thus far? For me, I think the Chucky doll is my personal favorite because it's the most affordable and I'm a big Child's Play fan. But in the comments, let me know your thoughts. And thank you for watching. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. And remember, as always, for all things Halloween, this is Hauntformer.